In my video gaming lifetime, I have immediately turned away from top-down bird's-eye view style games. The original GTA or the old SNES Chopper games seemed visually unappealing and boring to say the least. Even with the initial release of Helldivers, I strayed from it for 2 solid months without ever thinking of it again. Boy, do I wish I could get those 2 months back. Helldivers turning up the heat has slapped me in the face and reminded me that it's always good to try things at least once. The game begins with a quick cinematic that asks you to join the military as a Helldiver to protect everything you love on Super Earth. It then leaves you at an awesome spaceship menu to continue through to the training section. From the training mode, the game tells you the percentage of people that don't make it through without dying. It even tells you where the percentage of people actually die, so pressing on through these sections already had me a little on edge, which is something I don't usually experience in the training mode of a game. You are then delivered to your ship, essentially the hub, where all upgrading of your character, level selection, and dancing happens. You immediately notice in the armory the amount of unlockables there are in the game. 10 perks, 20 weapons with upgrades, and over 40 stratagems with upgrades. It seems a bit overwhelming at first, but you're only going to wish for more later. The campaign in Helldivers is about fighting in the Galactic War and defending Super Earth. There are a total of 3 species that want humans out of the picture: the cyborgs, the Illuminate, and the bugs. Each species brings a different challenge to the game, making each one feel unique and not just a different skin on the same enemies. The cyborgs are mostly a split between good armor and good attacking strength, whereas the bugs are heavily armored and the Illuminate are all about offense. Each species is represented in the galaxy by a different color and different regions. As the online battle continues, regions are gained and lost based on the community's performance. If the community fails to protect Super Earth, then obviously the war is lost and another is started. A cool feature is, it's actually possible to fight a certain species to extinction by defeating their homeworld. This is a unique way to force people to fight different species and not just spam one to level up. After the species is selected and you join the region where the community is fighting, a list of 12 planets will appear. Each of these planets are a different difficulty, from a dive in the park to an actual hell dive. As the difficulty goes up, the reward for completing the planet gains value. Once you select your planet, a list of missions will appear for you or your crew to complete and win said reward. Helldivers gets more interesting still by having planets with 4 different environments. Volcanic, where narrow ledges and magma spits from next to every corner. Desert, where all is quiet, too quiet. Jungle, where you could be caught in a swamp, which could be the difference between life and death. And lastly, snow, where your team must work together to increase firepower or operate machinery to traverse the thick snow. After completing a planet, it disappears and is replaced by another planet to be conquered, and most likely, another environment to endure. That sums up the game itself. Now let's talk appearance. The graphics are good. They're grady. Blood and bullets, lasers and smoke can all be seen clearly on a screen that has over 20 enemies on it. This still may take some time to get used to, but I would definitely not pin it on poor appearance. Does this game look like Metal Gear? No, but it also doesn't look like Fez. I trust that any person who has bought the game would agree. Helldivers also sounds great. After slaughtering a mountain of enemies, the music will make your sprint to the next objective feel heroic, as you can also easily distinct important situations such as an empty magazine or an agonizing scream from a downed teammate. As a matter of fact, it seems every important piece of the battle gives you both audible and visual note as it's happening to ensure you won't die from not being able to hear or see something. For instance, items trace a yellow glow and nearly empty mags trace a bright red, while sending a hollow mag sound through your controller. Remember, Helldivers is challenging. By myself at level 15, I can't even handle a level 5 in the snow. With 2 players, I may be able to crawl out of a level 7, and with a full team of 4 experienced players, I still couldn't push through a level 12 with certainty. This in itself brings so much replay value to the game. Even after you beat a level 12 planet, if ever, can you succeed in getting a perfect 3-star rating? Can you go it alone? Can you go it in the snow? There's so many different options, and with all of the gear to unlock it, it may take upwards of even 40 hours to complete your arsenal. Helldivers turning up the heat is some of the best money I've spent for PSN game. My friends and family have enjoyed it so much they've all purchased it, as well as the extra controllers for it. If you're looking for an action-packed co-op game, then look no further. Helldivers will light that fire and wait for you to dive in.